Alright, so you may have noticed that I'm tacking everything together. I'm not really welding anything out, and there's two reasons for that. One reason I do it is because in case I don't like what I did, I can always just break the tacks and move it or redo it. The second reason is that update video that I made where I showed you guys the welder I use, and I said that, you know, I'd love to get a stick welder, but they're just too expensive. The one I want is too expensive, and I don't want to buy a cheap Harbor Freight. After that video, I started realizing, why in the world don't I just get just a cheap welder? My welding instructors keep telling me, you know, don't get, you know, the cheap stuff. It doesn't work that well, but I just need something that'll work well enough for what I'm doing. I'm not looking for something that I'm going to be welding with for a couple hours on end. So I went online, I went on Amazon. I bought the cheapest, not really the cheapest, but the best welder I could find with the best reviews that had the lowest price tag. So bought it last week. It finally got here. Postman literally just dropped it off a couple minutes ago. Here it is. This is a Amco Power. The reviews on this welder were pretty good. I believe it was around $170 for this welder. It's DC only, dual amperage, and all it is a stick welder, which is pretty cool. This thing just literally got here. I've been waiting a long time for this thing. Let's open it up and see what it is. Now, like I said, the reviews on this welder were actually really good. There was a couple of reviews that was like, you know, somebody was saying, I've been a welder for 35 years or something, and for the price of this welder, it actually doesn't do that bad of a job. And also a lot of other reviews. I saw demonstrations on YouTube. So this, I've done a lot of research, and this is the one I picked. Like I said, it was 170 bucks. I believe 170 bucks. But, you know, which is basically like nothing for a welder. I'm really hoping this thing's not going to be a piece of crap. I'm really hoping. If it turns out to be a piece of crap, then I guess I learned my lesson. So, ooh. Dual amperage plug. I'm not really sure how this works, but I think, yeah, dual amperage. This goes, the input can do 115 volts like a normal wall outlet, or it can do 230 volts with this. So, dual amperage, which is awesome. Look at this thing. I'm excited. This is the first brand new piece of equipment I've bought in maybe a couple years. So, I'm excited. Amco. Never really heard of the company, Amco Power. Can you see it? Can you see that? I don't know. Show you a little later. Here's, ooh, it actually comes with electrodes. Wow, what's it come with? J422. I've never heard of that. It does come with electrodes. Now, I don't have any electrodes with me except for those. I have to go to Tractor Supply and buy some. Ooh, this thing's small. Yeah. So obviously, the cord is a standard, whatever, bigger thing, but then it can go down to the lower amperage. I'm gonna probably use it with just the lower amperage, just because I'm not really running 1/8 of an inch rods. 1/8 of an inch rods are basically the biggest rods I'm gonna be needing to run. Look at this thing. Wow. I'm excited. Now I did have the option for $150 more. I could have bought a combination stick and TIG welder, And as much as I would have loved to have a TIG welder, I really don't have that much of a use for it, so therefore I went with this one, and you know, it's a much better upgrade than what I'm using right. What is going on? Come on, there you go. Ooh. Ah, this thing looks cool. It's tiny. It's got like a little strap. Maybe it's like so you can carry it while you're welding. Maybe that's what it's for. The on-off switch is on the back. That's gonna be a pain in the ass. Anything else? Here's the stinger. Cheap little stinger. Multiple angles, which is kind of cool. Plastic. Is that plastic? Plastic caps, so it doesn't arc off anything. But hey, for 170 bucks, what do you expect? You know, I'm happy. I want to go to Tractor Supply right now, go buy some rods, because I'm pretty sure these little rods aren't gonna do that well. So I'm gonna go buy some rods, and let's test this thing out, see what I can do. Alright, so now that I've had a couple days to tinker around with the welder, getting the amperage you know, tuned in a little bit, because every machine is different. Now I'm going to test each electrode against itself. So I have three different types of electrodes. We're going to run each one of them just to see how well each one does, and also we're going to see how well the machine does, because this is also kind of a test video of how well. Let's do it, let's go 85, because we're also testing the machine, how well the machine works, and also how well I can weld. So first we're gonna do 7018 when we started first, but we're going to do it again because we're comparing each one. Alright, you ready? So I need to turn it up a tiny bit. Let's go 90, 98. Alright. There we go. Come on! You piece of crap. Ugh. This is why they call it stick, because the electrode keeps sticking. Alright, this is ridiculous. What the heck? Come on. that ran a little better. At higher amperage, it runs a little better. We're able to stick it in the puddle a little bit deeper without having the risk of the arc stopping. Pretty good weld. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's move on to, because my battery's almost dead, let's move on to 6013. These kind of run, they run similar to 6010, but with a little bit better results. So, here we go. Come on! That is ridiculous. Come on. Oh wow, look at that. The flux is totally coming off by itself. That is pretty cool. So it runs pretty well. Oh, I dropped it. It runs pretty well. I'll show you guys the close-up of this stuff in a little bit, but it runs pretty well. A little bit smoother than the 7018. Let's now try the 7014. Now this is actually the first time I'm trying the 6014. Let's see how well this stuff does. Yeah, why didn't I zoom in further earlier? Alright. Here we go. Not bad. Alright, so I did a couple little test beads, and I'm pretty happy with this welder. It's not that bad. For a little, $170 little welder, I'm pretty happy with it. This video kind of turned into a welder review. I originally thought of putting this video in the middle of the go-kart build, but that didn't really seem to work out because that video is long enough. So this is going to kind of be a separate video, turns into a welder review. I'm going to say that this welder is actually pretty good for the price. I've not tested any other cheap welders like this, but I'm pretty happy with this one. So yeah, thanks for watching, subscribe, and have a nice day.